Coach, you're going into an interesting situation in this topsy-turvy league. You got a Virginia team that upsets Pitt, and plus you got putting ending up to the Raptors. So it'll be a unique situation for you guys to go in up there, I guess.
Who going in the Raptors?
Tony Bennett.
You're gonna retire his whistle.
They retiring his whistle?
I'm just,
They're honoring him.
yeah, they're honoring him.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I mean, I'm just worried about the game. I guess first of all, Tony was a good player for those that didn't know. I played against Tony for about 2 or 3 years, but good player, heck of a coach, honored, deserved, but we're going in there to try to win a basketball game. That's really all we're focused on, trying to figure out, how to get it done down there.
How's JB?
Struggling, but he'll be fine. I mean, I don't know if he'll be there tomorrow, but I think he'll get back, when he can get back. It's unfortunate, he's been playing well, been giving us leadership, things that he's been doing up to that point was big, so we'll miss him.
Seems like the more guys you lose, the closer this team gets, maybe even the better they play. Are you kind of seeing that? I know it's not the way you wanted it to work out.
Definitely not the way you want it, but we're trying to figure it out. You got to figure it out on the run. Sudden to get an opportunity. Again, as a player, you say, hey, it's nothing between you but minutes and opportunity. Well, it's minutes and opportunity, and it'll be good for him to be able to get out there tomorrow. But we need him to play solid minutes. It's next man up mentality. Hey, we might have to, Emmer Nichols. We might have to come in and play a couple minutes. That's just the reality of it. So.
How do you manage practice right now, especially coming off a 3 overtime game with limited numbers? We were joking that you might have to be the scout point guard today or something.
No.
Bodies.
Well, practice been short for a minute. So we're managing. We're good. Between the walk-ons that we have and then, the GAs. And, we're not doing a lot of strenuous stuff. I just talked to the guys about minutes, and, we make a big deal out of it. And now that we got a little equity behind what we're doing, with some wins, here's the reality of it. My first 5 years in the league, I averaged 40 minutes a game in the NBA. It's kind of what it is, right? You want minutes? Like top guys play top minutes. Like that's the reality of it. Not saying it's fair or saying it's the perfect scenario, but what happens is in every situation you see it, no matter whether it's high school, college, NBA, whatever it is. Man, coaches, we talk about taking guys out the game, but there's a comfort level that you have with your group, and if guys aren't available, you just tend to go with what you know, and I'm no different. You know what I mean? But they've responded. I let them know to get off their feet and do the right thing so they can get the proper rest and hydrate and eat and all the right things. But I think I know we'll be ready. They're locked in. Mentally, this is where I need them to be. Because we can't do anything physically until really game day. So it's been great from that standpoint.
You said, I think it was after the Notre Dame game, you saw the guys were hurting a little more after that than you previous. Like, did you see something happening before that gave you a sense of we're turning a corner? They're getting a little more bought in than maybe earlier this year.
I thought we've been turning a corner for a minute. You just can't see it when not here every day. You see us getting better. I think taking it all the way back. To be honest with you, when we came back from Christmas, I knew that there was a window of basketball where we had injuries, we were struggling, and we needed practice time. And so, we come out from there, and we play well, and then what happens is we struggled on the road, and so against SMU, and so then it just kind of it looked crazy and looked like we had lost our momentum and things of that nature. But guys kept fighting, guys got better. And I think the guys got more more connected. And as crazy as it sounds, even with the numbers low, I think the reps started to help guys so they can lock in a little bit more. And consistency is always the key. And so I think that helped. It helped the group, and we got better on both sides of the ball. And so, it's been really good. It's been really good from that standpoint. Then you get to that Notre Dame game. I thought that was a tough stretch for us, and I told the guys that 3-game stretch was tough. I thought it was the toughest stretch of the season in terms of the games that were coming back to back to back, and to go 2-1 in that stretch, I thought was going to be it would be nice and give us an opportunity, as we went forward with the rest of the season, and we put ourselves in that position. But now we gotta take advantage of where we at.
What are you seeing from Nate's confidence on the offensive end of the court, and is it coming at the right time for your team? The way he's stepped up recently and scored the ball.
Yeah, his growth is coming on that end at the right time for sure. We've needed it. Think that he's taking what the defense gives him, and I think that's a big thing. He shot more mid-range jump shots. I know some people don't like it, but I love it. I think you just got to take the shots that are there. It loosens the game up. I'm big on loosening the game up. I always say that to our guys, but he's done a great job.
So it's got an import on Virginia.
As slow pace, methodical, play deep into the shot clock, shooters, and we gotta be ready. We gotta be ready to limit their opportunities. We gotta run them off the line. We gotta do a great job of guarding the 3. We have to do a great job of not extending possession. So we got to limit them to one shot. That's going to be important, because if you don't limit them to one shot, it's a possibility you can be on defense for 2 minutes. And that's draining. As we all know, that's draining. So we got to do a good job. And then on the offensive end of the floor, I just think we got to keep doing what we're doing. We're moving the ball well, but I've always said this: whether our assists are high or low, it's more to me the turnovers. If we don't have live ball turnovers, we're fine. I think that always puts us in position to be successful. Offensive rebound, we did a great job last game. We got to get back at that glass, and we got to shoot free throws better. We got to finish games. We got to shoot free throws better.
I think you're seeing Suare kind of benefit from just having to play and getting loose and then learning what his role is.
Yeah.
How have you seen kind of his growth as just kind of the guy doing a lot of the dirty work, rebounds and set screens, and just cashing in on those few opportunities to dunk or whatever?
He's been great. I'm happy for Suare. He last game I thought he was so active, and it was funny because even I think it was the third overtime, he went for the jump ball and he jumping up and down. I said, boy, I know Clemson probably like, dang, he still got energy. But Suare he's an energy guy, and I think that he's just scratching the surface. And I've always said this, and I'll say this again: like we forget, and we tend to want to get impatient. Suare, think of what he'll look like when he's a 5th-year senior. Now you're talking about a program guy that's been through. He'll be bigger. He'll be stronger. More athletic, and I'm happy for him, and he's just continuing to grow. He's talking more, so happy for him.
Situational basketball, is that a part of also you think what's happening in terms of you guys playing better?
No question.
Situations.
No question. You got to put your head on it a lot more now. You have to manage games, and I think that has to be shared vision between staff and the team. We got to know what's a good shot, what's not a good shot in those situations. But we've done a good job of it. Like I say, the last 4 games, we've done a great job of it. And we're a couple possessions away from winning 4 in a row.
Right.
And so I think that the guys are starting to understand it collectively, not just one guy, but collectively. And I think that it's put us in this position.
Is there something that happened in one of those, like maybe against Clemson, where you saw like, okay, he's kind of getting it, or they're understanding shot clock or time and score, things like that it's like out to you?
Well, it was a couple possessions, and quite frankly, we didn't even make the shot. But it was more important that we got a good shot.
Right.
We didn't make the shot, but we got a good shot. We didn't force it. We didn't do nothing crazy within the possession. We savored the possession, played deep into it, got the shot we wanted, didn't make it. You just run back down the court. But if we can get those type of possessions, on a consistent basis, it's always going to be better.
What does it say about Duncan on how he approached that last play in regulation where, he misses a shot and, a lot of guys maybe would have just stood there and he was quick to follow up that shot.
I just didn't know what the hell he was doing. I'll be honest with you. When he shot it, I was like, but you know what? That's somebody that played. He probably played a lot of 5-on-5 because for him to follow that shot, he the only one who followed the shot. Bai got a hand on it. He followed his own shot and he put it back in. But instinctively, it was a great play because most people don't follow this shot like that. But instinctively, it was a great play at that moment. And what can you say about him? I think he's getting better every game. I do. I think he's become a mismatch problem in a lot of ways for a lot of teams. And the funny thing about it, because I hear everybody saying this, and I've kind of said it and alluded to it. Everybody was saying, "Well, he's a big guy." I've been saying Duncan is like more of a 3 that can play the 4. He's more of a 3-4 than a 4-3, and he was guarding point guard in that game. The last play of the game, he sat down on their best player and got a steal. And so he's a guy that's capable of doing big things, and he's been really good. I'm happy for him because I remember when he first got here. But he's taken strides, and his approach has been great, and he helps us out a lot.
I think people forget he was like a 4-star prospect. He was committed to Arkansas before he blew his knee out. People just look at where he played and don't realize who where he was before he got hurt. Right?
Yeah, I agree with that, and he's coming. I'm happy for him, and one of the reasons I took him is because I knew he had another year. That was big for me, with him, because I knew that early on it was going to be a little rough for him to try to get him acclimated and bought in, but he's bought in, and I just told him, I said, man, he to me still leaves a lot on the table. I believe that, I know he likes to score. I'm like, man, you missed about 4 or 5 free throws. You had some other opportunities. You could have had 30 pieces. Like, I encourage our guys to fuss it. That's the only reason I do this. I like to see those guys successful because I know what's behind the success. You know what I mean?
Thanks, David. Appreciate it.
All right.
Appreciate it.
All right.